Hey guys and gals, I'm back just for a few moments, or for at least this long video for the weekend. Uh, I've been fairly busy with work, typical stuff with dealing with ATM repairs and all that, and taking calls and trying to keep busy and out of trouble. Weekends go by too quickly as they always do. I don't know why, but that's just part of the nature of being working in IT and troubleshooting stuff with the first and second level techs. Um, I hope everybody's having a wonderful week or weekend. It's about time, and thank God it's getting warmer outside, so I can actually do stuff outside that I would like to do. Um, I'm just going to be heading out soon enough to get some groceries done for around the house, and I just figured to pop in and do maybe one long vlog, uh, just to be able to get one out for the weekend. Um, I've been noticing. I shouldn't say notice per se, but I've been in some groups on Facebook, dealing with Ryobi tools and all that, which I have some tools from them, which are working great. Never had a problem with them. Love using my tools, and most of the other Ryobi fans that I talk with, they're always showing these new little tools coming out that they gotta have them. They gotta have them. Some of them I do agree of getting them. Depending on the tool itself. If it's something that I know I'm going to use often, others not so often because of whatever reason. One of the guys that I know was talking about a heat shrinking wrap. It's not a gun per se, but it's a little workstation that if you're working on wiring, as an example, like when you put two wires together, you can shrink wrap it and make sure that it's sealed properly, with some shrink wrappable wrap on it. And I looked at it and went like, that's interesting. That would be interesting because I deal with, computer repairs and all that. And sometimes when you work on component level uh, stuff on motherboards, or on circuitry, that usually having a regular iron that you would heat up with the tip on it is not one of the best ideal things for surface mounted components. And I even mentioned to one of them, I said, look, can you test it out to see if it works well with desoldering surface mount components like, transistors, resistors that are just on the top of the motherboard, not the ones that go straight through that you have to solder on the back side of it. Because if that was possible with one of them, I think it's running with an 18-volt battery. I don't remember exactly, so don't exactly quote me on things like that. But it would be interesting to have just the same to do component level soldering and all that. So I'm going to wait until what he says and what he thinks about it. Right now, I'm just getting ready to go out to get some stuff, like some groceries and all that, and I have some things to do for my mom's car, like get the car washed done, get some gas for it, things like that, because my mother doesn't use the car that often, so at least I bring it out once a week to get driven, because I'm the only other one who drives a car. My father's passed away since April 17th of last year. I love him to death as my father and all that, and we had a weird relationship as a father-son type of thing, but that's okay. That's besides the point. But because my mother doesn't drive as often as she should because of her joints and all that, and because she's also old, she's getting up there, she's about 83, 84, so she doesn't drive as often. So I still drive the car just to maintain the drivability of it. So I tend to use it a little bit just on her behalf, so that way it's being used. So I'll be back a little bit later on to do some more chatting, okay? So I'll be back soon enough. Yeah, I'm back. Two for two so far. I finally did come back from doing the shopping and all that this morning. Actually, I left around 11 o'clock or so. I ended up going to our local grocery store in the next town over called Maxi and Company. I had a fairly long list of stuff to get over there, and ended up about, I would say about almost 3 bags, 4 bags worth of stuff, which is quite a bit. And I was using my Lee Valley bags. I don't have them here, but I have them in the back of my car. 4 bags out of 5 that I have, and it's quite a bit of stuff. Took me about, I would say about 45 minutes to an hour, because I was trying to remember where they're located. You know, like as you go through the list there, you know how it is, how things are not in chronological order. You know, like baked goods, so on and so forth, as you go through. And sometimes they change the locations always for where the products are. So it's like you can, spend a little time longer trying to get to them, or you're looking for them. Ended up doing that. I usually like taking my car out every so often, especially during the winter time because it's so cold. Uh, it wasn't too bad today. It was about maybe 6, 7 degrees Celsius outside, so it is warming up here in Canada, and I'm glad for that. Thank God. So eventually got that done. Came back. Uh, got that got that out of my car, and then also uh, got it out of my car, back inside, put it away, and made some lunch for my mom and myself. And as well, at the same time, I ended up going back out because I needed to have her car moved too, because she doesn't drive as often, like I said earlier on. So I ended up taking her car out, driving that for about, I would say about half hour or so, just so the car would be able to move a little bit and be able to do the usual things that we usually do with our cars. And it was fine. And also picked up some gas for it at the same time because she was almost out of gas. Didn't want to have it out on empty, so filled it up, came back, and from there on, I was actually watching some videos on YouTube. Decino is one of them, who happens to be a content creator playing Doom and Doom 2 modded files that other people make, and he's good as some of the other ones that I've seen. I think it's Big Daddy Red. That's another popular one. Another Doom player, and I prefer Destino over Big Daddy Red. But I mean, they're both equal. They both have similar styles. It's just, you know, not to say one is worse or one is better. Just a matter of preference. I like Destino's way of doing things. So I was just actually watching that just before, so I kind of paused it because I wanted to do this little vlog about it. I actually wanted to. The fun thing, you know, when you start drinking all these soda pops or the sodas there, like the diet or the regular, I had to bring about 5 garbage bags worth of empty bottles over to Maxi, the store that I got the groceries from, and I ended up getting back about close to about 25-20 in money in return. So that's quite a bit of money coming back. I do that every so often, but I get Diet Coke and all that because I need some caffeine, and also I don't like the regular Coke because it's too sugary. So there's a lot of sugar in it, and I don't need to get super hyper and not be able to fall asleep. So did that, came back with all the groceries, put it away, drove both of our cars, came back, and as soon as I got back here, opened my little compy over here and just doing the usual stuff that I usually want to do. Reply to emails, check things out, watch some other little things on YouTube, and do this vlog as well, which I do enjoy doing every so often, being able to talk with people in general, and just a little bit about myself, you know, what I've done, with work and all that. And also talking about projects that I'm going to be starting up during the summertime. So that's coming up soon too. So soon as I get a chance of getting some plans filled out, like actual projects, uh, I'll start working on those and start rolling those out every so often and assembling it, putting it together, and then you guys get to see what's actually going down. And it's not going to be complicated ones. It's going to be something that anybody who has a saw, a drill, a hammer, whether it's a regular old-fashioned hammer or it's one of those pneumatic hammers or battery operated hammers, so that you can actually nail things together. So there'll be something like that you can actually do and learn. Because I've been wanting to do some things too with that, and it's just I never had a chance to. But now, uh, because the weather is becoming warmer outside, where it's not going to be too hot and not too cold, I'm going to start doing that outside and being able to enjoy doing that. And as well, when I was actually outside today, when I had to move my mother's car, um, during the winter time when we had the really heavy snowfalls, the two of them, which were 40 centimeters of snow each. By the second snowfall that we had a week later, uh, our carport, which we call here in Quebec, which is called Tempo, it's actually a manufacturing company that makes these carports, where you can park your car and you don't have to worry about shoveling snow around it because it's actually protecting the car. Just make sure you clear the top off of any snow and all that. Well, that there actually had filled up with snow, and I just didn't have a chance to actually uh, get rid of the snow on top, and it eventually collapsed. So the metal structure inside collapsed on it. So no damage was done on the cars, thank God. But we had to get rid of it because structurally it was no longer sound. So we had to get rid of it and get a new one. Uh, so I just was actually just removing some of the old uh, what they call as a tarpaulin, like a cover for the structure itself. And I actually had to toss that out because we're no longer needing it, and we're getting a new one by next winter. So that's not so much of a problem. The only thing I have to do next is when I have a chance, since it's raining outside, I have to move the stones back underneath the stairs into storage because we no longer need it for the time being. And I just realized that we had two leftover steel piping that's no longer being used, and the guys that had removed it didn't see it because it was stuck underneath the snow. So I'm going to take that and cut it down into small pieces and use my grinding with the cutting discs. So I've been wanting to do that just for the fun of it because I like using my power tools and just being able to get my hands on and just do something, without even thinking. Most people are like that. Some people aren't because they like to go in with the plans. And I understand that. I'm like that too when I'm building something. I'd rather have the plans first and let's do it. So, but just to cut up some wood, or in this case, cut down two pieces of metal just to uh, be able to toss it out. And I do have some other wood that I did see on the grass because of the winter. That's going to have to be cut down smaller, and maybe I can use that for firewood for the bonfire that we have. I still have to work on that as soon as the weather becomes warm enough. So I'm going to try to redo that one as well. So to be able to get it painted and redone and be able to enjoy that. So at this point in my life, what I'm really missing at this point is really being able to have an intimate relationship with a beautiful woman. And I know there's somewhere out there. There's one there that I remember hearing somewhere out there from, I don't remember the artist's name, but it's a popular song. And it's not sad. It's just because I've been so busy taking care of my parents helping out, going to work, doing a lot of the chores for my parents because my parents are in, they were um, retired, so I did a lot of the running around for them. So now it's slightly lighter. I'm still helping my mother out. So I would like to get into some type of relationship. It's just a matter of when of being able to find someone special in my life. And at this point, it's been already quite a while. It's been over 30 years that I haven't had that type of relationship with a woman. So you can imagine some of us who are really busy and who are really relying on for other things are looking to get something back. Anyhow, I'm going to probably continue this on tomorrow, so it's going to be a little longer than usual. So I'll be back later. It's already almost 7. It's already past 7 o'clock this evening. I'm going to have something to eat at 8, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? And this is going to be bundled up nicely for you guys. Catch you then. Well, it's Sunday afternoon, and last night I did sleep well, surprisingly enough. I did sleep well. I didn't check the data that comes into my smartwatch. I have a new one here that I bought recently. Actually, I bought it about 2 weeks ago. I actually got it off of Amazon. I think I made a review. If you take a look down below, if not, I'll recreate one. So today, since it's Sunday, just have to get one or two little odds and ends that I wanted to get for myself. Usually on the weekends, every so often, I tend to go down to Home Depot and take a look to see what they have as for tools and all that. And because I bought into a line of tools that Ryobi sells, which was actually Ryobi, which is a good low end product. I mean, I have no quarrels about them so far. Never ran into any major issues regarding the platform itself. Like for the tools and all that. Usually there's something definitely went badly wrong on it. It was never a problem to exchange it out for a newer one. And that actually happened to me once before for a sander that I had. And that one there was actually a sander that came into their inventory DOA, dead on arrival. And that one there was a complete coincidence. It was not their fault. It wasn't my fault. I only put a battery to it just to test it out, and it just did not want to start. It refused to start. And the only guess that I have in my head that I know of was the actual. It was either one, the motor was completely burnt, or two, the switch to turn on the motor to start running the tool itself was never properly connected. So that was like one of those rare occasions where it had to go back. Somewhere along the line, it just missed the Q&A on that one. But that's minor. That's less than 1% for all tools coming from Ryobi or any manufacturer that sells tools. So you'll find even from the best known ones, even from Hilti and Milwaukee, those are the higher end tools. And I'm not going to say they're bad. They're more expensive, but they're more commercial, so to speak, than the Ryobi. The Ryobi ones are more or less dug along the line of home consumer or pro consumer grade products. So never had a problem with them at all. So today I'm just going to relax a little bit. I'm actually in the midst of getting changed to take a shower, so you don't see me with my vest on and my hoodie because I need to get washed. And usually during the weekday, Monday through Friday, because I work from home, so I don't have to go into the office. Thank God for that. I do miss going to the office to see my colleagues physically in the office and hearing each other's voice and being able to talk with them more locally in the same office. But what can you do? You can't beggars can't be choosers, right? So I still talk to my colleagues even through the messaging system that we have for work, which is okay. Other than that, I'm hanging in there okay for a Friday or for a Sunday. I just miss having, like I mentioned the other day, or in this video, but just earlier on, that I really miss just being able to have a girlfriend, be able to talk with her, chat with her, be with her at the same time in the same room. Sorry, Jesus, burned a couple of brain cells. Um, Things like that, I really do miss, and due to the part that I'm in the kind of like in the IT sector, because that's where I originally was from, being a computer technician. So, but I'm just taking calls as a first level calls agent for the company I'm working for. So, other than that, it's a beautiful day outside. The weather, well, as you can see, it's nice and sunny outside from the window that's closest to me here. Right underneath my little, yeah, where is it? Up here, right in front of, facing this little model Camaro. It's nice and sunny, but it's a little chilly outside. It's about 0 degrees Celsius, which is about 32 degrees Fahrenheit for the U.S. people. So, just to give you a temperature-wise idea of what I'm dealing with over here in Canada. Other than that, not a heck of a lot is going to go on today. Just mainly relaxing. I just did some more. I did some stuff upstairs for my mom. Also made lunch for us. After I get my shower done, I have to go back upstairs and do my laundry and also do the vacuuming for her, because my mother's joints, even though she's retired, she's not as mobile as she used to be. So I'm ending up doing most of the work for her, especially going to get stuff at the store, her medication, going to the local grocery store to get stuff for us for our lunches and dinners. So things of that nature. That's what I'm mainly helping out for my mom, and trying to take care of her at the same time. So what I try to do on a daily basis is to be upstairs with her, because being down here and taking calls, it's not the same as me being up there and being able to hear her properly and being able to, run at a moment's notice and at the same level that she's at. Because down here, I would be climbing those stairs like a madman. So that's why I'm going upstairs and doing the work. I have an extension cord to power my laptop for work, and I do have wireless. Everything's encrypted and all that, so it's not much things for me to do my work upstairs, to be there when she needs me. So I'm hoping when the weather gets warm enough that I'll start doing some other projects that I've been meaning to do, projects of my own, and some cleanup of the garage, as well as some of the stuff in the backyard that needs to get done, that's in desperate needs of getting removed. I still have, like in the backyard itself, I still have a water hose that we had for like God knows how long, and it was never properly put into garbage. Same thing with an old, I guess you can say it's not really a fence per se. It's one that you can actually pick up like at the local renovation center for the winterization of your, what's the word I'm looking for? For those, what's the name of it? For those brushes, like for the small trees that you can protect during the winter time. That is practically no longer useful for us. So I have to still cut that down, get rid of it, and we'll see what happens. Go from there. I'm not young as I used to be, so it takes me a little while too to get certain things. But once I get going, I'm okay. Just let me loose. or especially if it's an emergency, then I don't care about myself. I just care of getting there and helping out. So, I guess I'll see you guys next week. I feel like recording myself. I'll catch you guys later.